Hey everybody, I'm Joshua Clement with Lighty Contractors, and today I want to talk to you about staining or clear coating your window trim. For this job, we're just going to be using a multi-purpose brush. You can buy a staining brush if you want to. Since this is in a garage, we're going a little bit cheaper on this. So you need a brush. We're going to be using a polyurethane, which is just a clear coat. It gives it a nice glossy coat to it. We didn't want the high gloss since this is in a garage. It doesn't really need that, but you want to make sure that you at least protect it from the sun and the weather. Otherwise, it'll start to warp and look real nasty. You're of course going to need your trim. For this, we're going to be using just a 1x4 plain piece of pine wood. First thing you want to do is make sure you clean up your trim. Make sure there's no dust or little pieces of dirt on there. Next, we're going to elevate it. The reason we elevate it is so you can hit the 3 exposed sides. You don't actually have to stain the back side because nobody's going to be seeing that, and it's not in the weather or the sun. Then you want to go ahead, make sure it's elevated, take it and get a good amount of polyurethane or stain on there. I like to start in the middle of the trim because when you apply the polyurethane or the stain, it tends to run and expand. If you start in the middle, you can actually work your way to the 2 sides rather than starting on the side, having it run down and get all over everything. Makes a nicer coat. Get a good amount on there, apply it to the middle. As you're doing this, you want to make sure you get into the fiber of the wood. Make sure you get a nice even coat on there, that way you don't have a lot of runs, thing like that. This wood, since it's raw wood, is really going to soak this in and get a good seal on it. Now, since we didn't stain this before, we're actually going to have to apply 2 or 3 coats of polyurethane to make sure that we get a really good seal. After the clear coat dries, you want to go ahead and give it a light sanding. That way it roughs up that clear coat just a little bit so you can apply another coat. Make sure that the stain or polyurethane fully dries before you try to apply your next coat. If you don't, it might just leave it a little tacky, and no matter what you do, it'll never get rid of that tackiness. I'm Joshua Clement with Lighty Contractors, and you just learned how to stain or clear coat window trim. Thanks for watching.